Hi everybody. Today we're gonna do some tricks and tips with the Glue-U silicones. It's called Shusil. Shusil, the sil from silicones. Um, the silicones, they don't stick to the food, so you always need a pad. That's very important to know. It's non-toxic, so you can also use it for wound treatment, or if there is an infection or whatever, it is no problem to use the silicones on it. It cures on body temperature. It's also a very important thing, and what I already said, most important, it's not bonding to the food, so you always need a pad, but they bond to each other. To show you that the silicones bond to each other, I made a sample in a cup, in a plastic cup. As you can see, it's pretty strong. We have three different shores. Blue is the softest, a short 810. Transparent or white is in the middle, shore 820, and the purple shore 830. It's the most firm silicone we have at this point. But as you can see, they bond to each other and not to the food. This tube is closed, but I'm gonna use a few tubes that are already used, so you can see that it's not a one-time use only thing. I leave the tip on it, so when I start working on it for the second time, I unscrew the tip, put a new tip on it, and there we go again. So now I'm going to show you how you can use two different shores of silicones under a foot. So you have a double layer pad, so you can say, okay, I want very soft in the toe if you have a laminitis case, and a more firmer material in the heels to bear weight. As always, use your protection. I said the silicones are non-toxic, but still it's better to protect yourself, and otherwise you get very slippery hands if you have the silicones on your hands. It feels like a lubricant. So, I have my gloves on. I take the tube, unscrew the tip, then I look into the tube and I test. This is liquid and this is liquid, so lucky we have no hard piece of silicones in the tube. I put a new tip on it. This is the blue, the soft. I take the gun, and as always I want to have the best mixing ratio, so therefore as the doctor I squeeze out a little bit. So now I know the mixing is alright. Okay, I have a foot. Lucky this one goes nowhere. I have a foam pad, and what I do is I punch a hole in the foam pad. So now I start squeezing out some material, and I watch at the rear how far it is. At this point I only filled the toe part of the foot. I have to use the other tube new tube on it. Get the mixing right. The product is pretty thick. It is liquid, but still it's pretty thick. So I'm gonna try to let it in like this. And because it's not very sticky, and if you're not sure if you get far enough, other side of the frog. And now you wait. It's about 18 degrees Celsius here. So the silicones are curing on body temperature. Well, the food is pretty cold. It's also 18 degrees, so it will take about 3 to 4 minutes to cure. So we waited a few minutes, and now I think the silicone is ready. What I always do is first I remove everything that is too much, and as you can see, there is no trace on in the hair and on the food whatsoever where the silicone was. And now I carefully peel off the foam pad, because the silicones don't stick to the foot. And as you can see, it's soft in the toe and more weight bearing in the heels. And now I'm going to show you what will happen if you don't use a pad. As you can see, there is no bonding to the foot whatsoever, but it bonds to each other. So if you don't use a pad, you will lose the silicone insert within 1 day for sure.